Hello, friends. This is Deepak, and I have Coleman with me online, and he's from Chicago, one of our ACFN franchise owners. So, Coleman, thank you for giving us your time for this interview. We really appreciate it, and welcome.
Thank you.
So, Coleman, I know you've been with the ACFN for a while, but let our listeners know how long you've been with us, and what's your background, and what did you do before joining ACFN?
I guess I've been with ACFN for about 1 year now, and I studied engineering in college. I'm 24 years old. I studied engineering in college, and then I worked a job in sales for a little while, and I started a venture capital company, and one of the early investments that I decided to do was with ACFN. And I guess the reason why I chose it was because it excited me to have some of the resources and a proven system. I wasn't as nervous about getting involved in a new business venture since the system had already been proven to work several times before.
Wonderful. Obviously we are in ATM industry. How do you find new ATM locations?
I guess what I do is I kind of go around and find locations that I think are good, and then I send Kristen over at the market research department a list of places where I would like ATMs, and then she tells me whether another franchisee already has them, whether it's available, whether it's a big enough location, or whether it's probably not going to do very well. And upon getting them qualified and upon Kristen giving me the okay to go ahead and do a drop, I then drop off packets of information about ACFN that have been provided for me by the franchise. And I just take a few notes on what the location's like, and then the sales team does the rest, and I just sit back and do what I'm told at that point.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Obviously, this recording will be going out to all the people who are considering ACFN. And do you have any advice for these people? Anything they should watch out for? Anything they should look out for?
Let's see. I guess the big thing is that I guess the thing that I would say that you need to be aware of is that the chances of an ATM just kind of falling in your lap right away aren't that good, so you need to be a bit patient. If you just keep doing the system over and over again, eventually your ducks will fall in a row. But if you're expecting to make $1 million tomorrow, this isn't it. If you find that investment, tell me, because I'm curious about it myself. But this is a good, solid, safe investment, and if you want to, if you want to grow your assets faster than where you would in the, faster and more securely than you would in the market, then I think ACFN's the perfect place to do that.
Okay. And for someone who is brand new, do they have to have any kind of experience before they can get into this kind of business?
You know what? When I started out, I went to training and my head was spinning because there was so much stuff to learn and know. And then I got out there to put in my first ATM, and I realized I knew nothing. So I just called the customer service helpline, and they walked me through everything, and it literally took a week of practical experience, and I felt like I was an expert and been doing it for my whole life. So.
Okay, so that's
good. Long answer to that question is a no. You don't need any experience whatsoever.
Okay. Obviously, you already told us how do you find the new locations and how marketing research department helps you out. But once these ATM locations are actually installed, how easy or hard it is to operate those?
I'm sorry, I don't totally understand your question.
So let's say you have an ATM location, right? So you find it, you got it installed there. So what kind of maintenance these machines required afterwards?
Oh, yeah, okay. There's not really a lot of maintenance required. The machines are pretty hardy, and they don't break down very much. What we like to do in our franchises is my partner and I like to do some preventative maintenance. We just kind of make sure the machines are relatively clean when we go and service them, and we try to service them regularly, keep an eye on them. If we notice that there's going to be any issues, we try to handle them ahead of time. But the reality of the situation is I would think that a machine might need some kind of maintenance work once every couple of years, because we're finding that only our older machines are need any kind of maintenance. And I guess the first thing that we've had to replace is the printers.
Okay.
And that's a good sign, because that means you're doing a lot of business.
And just curious, how do you manage your ATM locations? I mean, do you have multiple employees running the routes, or I mean, how do you really deal with so many locations?
I manage them really well.
Okay.
I have to say. No, I'm just kidding. What I do is myself and my partner, we kind of take turns going out and managing them. I guess, earlier you asked me if there's anything to be wary of. That's the one challenge we're running into, is how do you hire employees that you can trust with handling your money, and that's a challenging thing is hiring your first employees. But so far we've found it really easy to manage ourselves, so we go ahead and do that.
Okay. And Coleman, just curious, how much time do you spend on a typical week to manage your ATMs?
Oh gosh, I think we found that our franchise makes about a okay annual salary, and we spend about maybe 10 hours a week working on it.
Okay. That's
and one of the things that we have 9 locations right now, and I think the thing that we're noticing is that there's no difference between having 3 ATMs or 9 ATMs. The more you have, the more efficiently you can use your time.
Gotcha.
I guess.
Okay, makes sense. So there you go, friends. This is Coleman. He is from Chicago, and he's one of our franchise owners, so he gave out great tips. I mean, what you need to watch out for, what you don't need to watch out for. So hopefully this is very helpful. So Coleman, thank you very much for coming online and doing this interview with us. I really appreciate it, and good luck